Oscar De La Hoya, Mr. De La Hoya, he's speaking up. The Muhammad Ali Act needs not to be touched. Leave it be. That's Oscar De La Hoya, a frontline soldier. Let's break it down and then we'll get to the video. Let's take it one step at a time. We're going to break it down in a real way. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. This is what we're supposed to be talking about today. This is how the wind sways, and this is where the spirit moved me. The Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act, enacted in 2000, is a federal law designed to protect professional boxers from exploitative business practices and to enhance the integrity of the sport. Currently, there is a major legislative push to overhaul this framework through the Muhammad Ali American Boxing Revival Act of 2026, which recently passed the House of Representatives and is being debated in the U.S. Senate. That's why we pulled up Mr. De La Hoya, and he's going to break it down for us in real time. The original Ali Act 2000. The 2000 Act amended the Professional Boxing Safety Act of 1996 to address systematic corruption, separation of powers. It prohibits promoters from also acting as a fighter's manager to prevent financial conflicts of interest. Contract limits. It placed a 1-year limit on coercive contracts that might force fighters into long-term exclusivity in exchange for a title shot. Financial transparency. Promoters are required to disclose to boxers the total revenue and expenses associated with a match to ensure fair purse negotiations. Sanctioning reform. It forces sanctioning bodies like the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO to publicly disclose their ranking criteria and policies. The proposed Revival Act 2026, introduced as H.R. 4624, this bill aims to modernize boxing but has sparked intense debate in Senate hearings as of April 22nd, 2026, which is today. Mr. De La Hoya, and we're going to break all that down. The details, the features, Unified Boxing Organizations, UBOs, the details. Look, we want the details. What's the deenie-heezies? Authorizes private sector languages that handle promotion, matchmaking, and rankings in-house, similar to the UFC's model. National minimum pay. Establishes a minimum payment of $200 per round for all professional boxers. Health insurance. Mandates a national minimum of $50,000 in coverage for injury sustained during a bout. What do you say? That means a $50,000. I know Blue Street. I know this guy Logan owes me $50,000, and if I don't get it soon, then I'm talking. Dual systems. Boxers could choose to remain in a traditional system or sign with a UBO, and that's a Unified Boxing Organization. The current controversy and perspectives. The bill is heavily supported by TKO Group Holdings, parent company of UFC and WWE, and former champion Mike Tyson, who argue it will streamline the sport and increase pay for lower level fighters. However, but wait, there's more. Critics, led by Oscar De La Hoya, Mr. De La Hoya that is, and Nico Ali Wash, Muhammad Ali's grandson, testified in the Senate that the bill would strip away the protections of the original act. You got to say it like Forrest Whitaker. Loss of autonomy. They argue UBOs would create segregation and prevent the best fighters from different organizations from facing each other. Revenue transparency. Critics fear the UFC style model would allow promoters to hide total event revenue, leading to lower fighter pay percentages. Legacy concerns. Nico Ali Wash has publicly requested that his grandfather's name be removed from the bill if it passes, calling it a betrayal of Ali's fighters first principles. They got me hyped, and y'all better be hyped too. Hit the subscribe and hit the like, because we about to get into it. Mr. De La Hoya, take it away, sir.
De La Hoya. I'm a U.S. Olympic gold medalist, a 6th division, 11-time world champion, and now run Golden Boy Promotions. I care deeply about boxing and more importantly about the fighters who step into the ring and risk their lives for our entertainment. I'm here because I strongly believe the proposed changes to the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act take us in the wrong direction. Today, you will hear many different perspectives, some that may want to discredit the decades-long work the sports stakeholders have already done to create a safe sport that puts fighters first and creates a free marketplace for fighters to negotiate the best deals for their families and for their personal legacies.
Facts.
I grew up in East LA with very little.
Always.
Boxing was my way out.
Hey, that's another thing. I hear you right there with the ocean, and it's always this damn water shortage. Now we got to go watch Rango. Crazy conspiracies, but they be coming out to be true. It just make no sense. Then if you look at the California seal, you see a little demon with horns hiding behind the shield. Spooky business.
When I won the Olympic gold at 18 years old, I had promoters coming at me from every direction. My family and I didn't have access to legal advice. I signed the first contract put in front of me without fully understanding it. It didn't take long to realize I had been taken advantage of. That experience is not unique. Many fighters enter this sport young, trusting, and without resources. And once they are locked into the wrong deal, it is very difficult to get out. That is exactly why the Ali Act exists.
That's right. A great man trying to help the next great fighter.
I had the opportunity to work with Senator John McCain on this. As a national hero, a prisoner of war, and someone who loved boxing as a former Golden Glove fighter, he understood the risks fighters take and the need to protect them. The Ali Act reflects that commitment to fairness and to protecting fighters from being taken advantage of. Passed in 2000, the Ali Act addresses real problems, including conflicts of interest, lack of transparency, and the exploitation of fighters. It creates a system designed to protect fighters and preserve a fair, open marketplace. Those protections still matter today. This principal change of the proposed amendment allows a promoter to create an entity that serves as both promoter and governing body, a so-called unified boxing organization. This
Hold on, yeah. This ain't making no sense based off of what we just read.
mirrors the existing MMA model and creates a closed system controlling rankings, titles, and access to opportunity. Under this structure, as long as the UBO complies with its own internal rules, it would not violate the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act.
That shit sound like the NSA. As long as you don't involve me, we good to go.
Meanwhile,
Allegedly.
traditional promoters like myself would still be required to comply with full financial disclosures and reporting requirements. In other words, one system operates under transparency and accountability, while the UBOs do not. This is a fundamental.
That's just like back in 2019, before they came out with the whoopty wheezy my kneesy. They say, oh nah, if anything happened, it just so happened y'all can't sue us for nothing, because we ain't got nothing to do with nothing and we don't know nothing. But y'all all take that and hopefully y'all be healthy. Then we're gonna go on about our business. Spooky business. What's going on? Event. Let me say that.
Mental shift in power that, if changed, would put corporate profits first, fighters second. We should be clear about who benefits from this. These changes align directly with what Zuffa Boxing and its leadership at TKO Group Holdings have already said they intend to build in boxing, a model similar to the UFC. And we already know what that model looks like, and it does not work for the fighters.
Ooh, you gonna ask them fighters. You can hear Ronda Rousey right now pissed off. Once you're done with that contract at Dana, come with me. We been heard all this, ladies and gentlemen. You got to remember, we grew up. We remember when the UFC and all that was just getting started. That's when we was outside in the front lawns over there trying to wrestle with one another. I was the small one in the group, so they kept choking my ass out. You know? Y'all keep playing. I told y'all don't put y'all hand up under my throat like that. And you got to go through those trials and tribulations, and then you come back and you ready to choke their ass out. And they was like, calm your ass down. It's like, that's right. Talk to us, Mr. De La Hoya. Speaking of truth, this is madness. Them fighters will tell you we broke.
The UFC
got to get on YouTube like everybody else. That's right. We got to forge a new destiny in a new way. It's like on the end of Apocalypto. We search for a new beginning.
And its parent company agreed to a $375 million antitrust settlement after fighters accused them of antitrust. The UFC and its parent company agreed to a $375 million antitrust settlement after fighters accused them of suppressing wages and restricting competition. At the same time, Zuffa Boxing is fully funded by the Saudis. We've already seen how that kind of...
Ooh, they ain't got no money right now for y'all, dog. They over here took a major hit. They said y'all over here fucking with Iran. They over here sending drones and they just tearing our asses up. So all that Riyadh season, it's over. And who the hell want to go fight in Saudi Arabia when Iran was wild? We don't want to say Iran. Ooh, let me just leave that alone, goddammit. Or are they wilding? Or are they just protecting themselves from the evildoers? Strange activity. I see what I see. I see mother cluckers over here trying to make the devil come back to earth and trying to resurrect his ass, terraforming the planet. Y'all don't want to hear that though. Let's get back to this Muhammad Ali act. Talk to us, Mr. De La Hoya.
Kind of funding reshaped another sport through Live Golf. We should be honest about what is
Live Golf. They ain't got no money because the Saudis was backing them, and all them golf players they out of there, dog. They ain't got no paper. They ain't got no nothing. It ain't a good look right now. Saudi Arabia, they got to rebuild. They got to build back up. Why was they there? They was there basically as just America going over there with all their rental properties and trying to run up a good bag, a good way to wash your money. That's if you just asking me, ladies. We watching from a distance, and we ain't in that tax bracket, so we really don't know. But we can just follow the breadcrumbs. What they say on Monsters Incorporated. I got my eye on you.
Wages and restricting competition. At the same time, Zuffa Boxing is fully funded by the Saudis. We've already seen how that kind of funding reshaped another sport through Live Golf. We should be honest about what is happening here. That was sports washing, a clear effort to use sports to reshape reputation. Now, players who were drawn in by the money are trying to come back to the PGA Tour since the league will lose $5 billion in funding. This should serve as a warning. Transparency is just as critical. In current Zuffa contracts, fighters are locked into rigid earning structures with little to no ability to negotiate.
We need to call goddamn Berlanga, and we need Hitchens on the phone ASAP. Is this true? It's like, we can't speak on it. We already done signed the dotted line. Well, look down, blink up, tap a two-toe, anything. Look, nip your shoulder muscle twice, 2 times, just to let me know anything. Lick in a different certain type of way. Anything.
The promoter controls all major revenue streams, including media rights, ticket sales, and sponsorships.
Which means to say, I own your ass. Sound like life. Man over the line, you can't go over the line. If you show enough spit, pee, so much as stick your Johnson out over the line, you will be. Dana White? No ball. Dana White looking like ball. And who the hell is Huff and Bud? If Dana White is ball, who the hell is Huff and Bud? We got to figure that out.
While fighters are limited to guaranteed purses and discretionary bonuses, with only narrow participation in upside revenue. As an independent contractor, fighters won't have leverage when one system controls all opportunities. Under current law, fighters already have the right to see the financial.
That sounds like a pimp and a hoe. The way they breaking it down, this is how my brain is coming, taking it in. That's like, we trying to go over here. They rather be renegades, but now they saying, nah, renegades want to sign contracts. Like, this shit ain't making sense.
And sponsorships, while fighters are limited to guaranteed purses and discretionary bonuses, with only narrow participation and upside revenue. As an independent contractor, fighters won't have leverage when one system controls all opportunities. Under current law, fighters already have the right to see the financials behind every event they headline. Given
Renegades signing goddamn contract. This is crazy. I'm gonna have to look into this. This is good too. This would be good for the channel. Hopefully y'all into this. I seen it today. I said, hold on, I'm kind of interested in this. And while they over there trying to mess with Ali, I just seen Ali. You know, my man on the wall right there, sitting next to Pacquiao. Where he at? Hey. Like, there you go. That's my guy right there. Put some respect on his name.
Giving them a fair opportunity to negotiate their compensation.
What did he say? What Muhammad Ali say? Red buds fly with red buds. Blue buds fly with blue buds. That's what we're talking about. God damn it, and Viet Congs ain't never did nothing to me.
I also want to address safety. The proposed changes suggest improved protections, but boxing already has strong safeguards in place and existing protections, including health insurance for injuries and life insurance for fighters' families. Commissions and promoters ensure fighters are medically cleared and cover related costs. If this proposal is truly about protecting fighters, why are MMA athletes not included at all? They compete in a similar dangerous sport, yet they are completely excluded.
Because you said Saudi Arabia came in here, you know, they said that UFC, you already got that going. That's on you. That's all you. We want this new, so we can come in here and forge our own path. That kind of makes sense to me in the moment.
That raises serious concerns about whether it's truly about protection or about restructuring control of boxing. Fighters deserve real protection and real opportunity, not have to fight the system as well. If this bill passes, fighters will have fewer choices, less leverage, and less control over their careers. And when that happens...
This shit sound like Klaus. What'd he say? Swab Klaus. He said, you will own nothing and be happy. This shit sounded like the New World Order, goddammit. Y'all better tap in. Y'all know y'all watching, goddammit. I started this channel talking about aliens and clones and shit, but nobody wanted to watch it. And the wife said, well, you always be watching boxing and shit. You've been watching boxing your whole life. And I said, yeah, right. And then I started watching boxing. I was like, I need to commentate because I'm listening to these commentators. They over here lying. But we digress.
Less leverage and less control over their careers. And when this bill passes, fighters will have fewer choices, less leverage, and less control over their careers. And when that happens, it will not be the sport that failed them. It will be us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Oscar. That's what we're talking about, champ. Oscar De La Hoya speaking up for boxing, speaking up for the fighters, because he was once a fighter. You're going to have to walk in that flame, Oscar De La Hoya, and you're going to come out on the other side purified. That's what we're talking about, champ. This is the Hunger Games right here. If we burn, you burn with us. Keep it going, Oscar De La Hoya. And every Senate hearing you go to, I'm going to be right here, ready to make you and the people proud to subscribe to Fighter Get Knocked Out.
Had you been practicing on your art, you know you're weighing the dog.